Howdy, Possum Patty here, and the mess on the desk today is a preview of my Halloween journal. So come on along. So Mr. Possum and I went to Costco, which is a very large club warehouse store. And we're walking around, and he spotted these Harry Potter collectible figurines. It was a nice big set, and he says, "Oh, you got to get these," because he knows I'm a Harry Potter fan. But I'm like, do I want more things to dust? Nah, not really. But if you're familiar with these club warehouses, you know that they don't give you any bags or anything, but they do have all the empty boxes that things come in, and you can put what you buy into these empty boxes and take it with you. So I'm thinking, if I can find an empty box, you know, the big box that all the little box sets come in, I could take that home and use that cardboard to make a journal. So we did find one that was empty, and we took it and put my groceries in it and carried it home. So I'm cutting the cardboard down to a size that I think I may want to journal in. And I cut it back so that it is, I really made a big mess today. Let's see if I can find a ruler here. It is 6.5, I believe, by 9 1/4. The big ruler's around here somewhere. Oh, I see the little rulers. Aha. 9 1/4. So it is 6.5 by 9 1/4. I haven't decided how thick the spine was going to be yet. But basically it's going to look like that. I may put some more decorations on the front and back, but I really like this HP for Harry Potter. And then you've got the snitch up there. So, gonna be about this size, I think. Maybe a 2.5 inch spine. So I did that first, and then I got out my Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead paper pad that I bought at Michael's. And I decided I would take out a few sheets and just get started with making a couple signatures. I'll probably make, with a spine this big, 2 or 3 signatures. Can I do 2 or 3? Maybe I should do 3 smaller ones or 2 fatter ones. I don't know. We'll see. So what I did at first was like, I saw somebody make a staggered signature. So I took a couple of different sheets and I said, wouldn't that look pretty? A nice staggered signature. And I did 2 of these. Let me take apart. So I'm like, I really like these. I really like these. And then I'm thinking, this one has little skulls and Mexican cloth and the flowers, garlands and more flowers. And I'm thinking, well, you know, this is supposed to be Halloween, and these look too pretty and too neat. I don't know. I got to do something to rough these up a little bit. So I grabbed a Dollar Tree paper bag. I said, well, I can do a nice ripped page with this. And then I got out some of those old calendars that I bought back in the spring. They're like a pack of 12 posters, one for each month. This is a artist from Maine, Dana Haycock. And I took 2 October pages. And I'm like, okay, well, now that adds a little interest. And on this one, I did the same. I have a Dollar Tree bag, which I will grunge up somehow. And I took another calendar page from October. I said, well, okay, now that's a little bit more interesting. So then I went down into the basement and I'm digging through a bunch of stuff, and I found these old doilies. They're already stained and miscolored. They smell a little funky, but I guess because that was down the basement. They were down the basement. And then I got out my creepy cloth from the Dollar Tree, and this is some paper from that paper pack. And I said, well, I can make a really interesting page with these old doilies and maybe some creepy cloth on there like that. So when I turned on the camera, I was actually just trying to decide if I should sew this to a single side and then fold the paper over, or sew it through on double. And then I could put something on here, something spooky or something, I don't know. And then put this at the beginning of each signature, sort of like that. And I kind of like that. Not that you have to make all your signatures the same, but sometimes I'm too much of a perfectionist. But I said, okay, now it's getting a little more interesting. And then I have these old books. I think I showed them the other day. When I got a picture of a fairy, I got these at a yard sale years and years ago. And one is ghosts, and one is wizards and witches, and one is giants and ogres. The one I had showed earlier was fairies. So I went through and cut out some creepy pictures. Now, I don't really like gruesome, but I do like a little bit of macabre. And this is the Giant's Causeway in Ireland. I thought that was a nice picture. I got a bunch down here, as you can see. Too much stuff on the desk right now, so it's all going to go on the floor. I like this hand, and these skulls, and this old creepy house. I love the image of this candle. And one of the books has a lot of these little skeleton pictures, so I might cut these out and add them to a page. This was a really pretty picture. She's got a skull with the light coming out of the eyes. I like that. I like this. I might cut this out down here, put that on a page. I like this one with the owl. And I love this Celtic decorations around the edge. Here's a wizard. And I like this. Ordinary folk huddled fearfully in their beds when, with a rush of wind and a swirl of laughter, witches coursed the nighttime sky. And she's flying on an owl. Looks like an old woodcut. And I love these dancing frogs. It's kind of big, but maybe I can fit them in. And here is Baba Yaga. Old fairy tale Baba Yaga. I love that one. Another giant. And another giant. Oh, this is the same giant. And oh, I like this one. So somehow I want to put in some of these images. And the other thing I have to decide is whether I am going to sew the signatures in and make the whole thing, or as I'm doing in my autumn, fall, cosmic smash book, do the pages and then sew them in. So I still have a lot of decisions to make, but maybe while you're here, I will sew this on here so you can see what that looks like, and maybe do a little bit more work on some of the pages. I'll be right back. I decided to sew through it single-sided because I wanted to go round and round with the zigzag stitch on this creepy cloth, but I do like how that came out. So I'm going to back this with something, maybe a different pattern. Put that on there. And then I have these chipboard, cardboard, little wooden laser cuts. from the Dollar Tree. And this one has a witch's hat and says Wicked. And I think that would look very nice on there as the first signature in the book. So I have to back this with another piece of paper, and then I guess I'll just glue a different pattern paper down there. And I think I'll paint this or use markers or something. Put a little glitter on the hat maybe, and then glue that down. I painted the wooden Wicked with this Spectrum Noir sparkle marker, and this is a green sparkle. And I love how it came out, except for it looked a little dark against the black creepy cloth. So I got out some of this Dollar Tree glow-in-the-dark tulle, purple, and put that as a background. And I cut out a little piece of purple paper there to make a shiny hat. And I cut out this creepy picture of my sister dressed as a witch. It's a little blurry, but that's okay. Kind of goes with the Halloween theme. And I think I will just go ahead and glue all this down and see how it looks. Okay, I'm going to let this dry. I added a piece of purple sparkle ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I added a little insect sticker from the Hocus Pocus set from the Dollar Tree. I added some of this orange sparkle tulle from the Dollar Tree. It's under here. Oh, and speaking of tulle, I took this into the closet, and this purple glow-in-the-dark tulle, all these little white spots do glow in the dark. Very cool. There's my sister. I added a little piece of material around her. And I added another sticker from the Dollar Tree. And this one is from a different set. It is from... which set? It's from a different set. Here it is. I was going to put I love being witchy, but it already says Wicked, so I think I'll save that for a different page. So I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes. I think I am going to limit myself to this 2.5-inch spine. So what I do is I just lay out the front cover and the back cover and the spine like this. And I get an old piece of Happy Mail Tyvek envelope and I cut it to size to fit over the spine, and I glue it down, and that's my first step. Okay, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac to glue down this mailing envelope because it is kind of, you know, kind of like material. It's reinforced, and I want it to hold sturdy for the spine. Cover it up there. That may be enough, hopefully. Okay, it looks like I'm doing this upside down, but I am, because I want to see the space that I leave. Because you got to leave a little space so that you can open and close the book. So I'm going to press that down like that. I still have to think about what I want to do on the inside of the cover. and what, if anything, I want to add to the outside of the cover. I don't think I cut the cardboard very straight, but close enough. I think that's about right. Okay, I have to let everything dry. So I think I'm going to stop here and just want to thank you for coming along today for the preview of my Halloween journal. I got a few things accomplished today and I've got it started. So stay tuned for more of Possum Patty's Halloween Junk Journal. Bye-bye now.